Hi everyone, welcome to this module. So this is week 7 and we're going to be talking about cohort studies. And this is one of the really preeminent designs in epidemiology, and so many things that we know in public health are actually from really well-designed cohort studies. And so this is a really exciting module for learning about the basis and the foundation of a lot of the things that we know. In fact, in health in general, we'll talk about that. So the learning objectives for this module are really focused on understanding what this design is and how it's used in public health. So the first is to define what a cohort study is and describe what it is. Describe the characteristics, describe the strengths, the weaknesses, identify research questions that are a good fit for cohort studies. They're a really good fit for particular research contexts, so specific exposures and outcomes and the nature of those relationships, but they're not great for everything. And so I'd like for you to focus on kind of when it's a good fit and when it's not. And then lastly, for you to get some exposure to existing cohort studies that have been done. So we're going to have practice reading them, we're going to look at them, we're going to pull out exposures and outcomes, think about the characteristics, the timing, the measurement, things like that, to kind of get a better sense of what this design looks like. And while we're learning about designs, it's really important, and I'll stress this multiple times, for you to look for things that are the same and different between different designs. So we're learning about a number of designs in this class, and it's important from a learning perspective for you to look for things that are the same and different. I think that's going to help you be able to differentiate them over time. Your activities for this module include this introductory video, include readings from your textbook, chapters 9, 11, and 12, and then 3 example articles. And all three of these articles, well, they're real articles, but they're examples of cohort studies that have been conducted. And they're kind of quirky. Some of them are a little funny. Maybe I threw it in there as a joke. You'll see which one that is. And your activity for this week is going to be pulling pieces out of those 3 articles, really kind of grappling with the content. You're going to be doing that with your partner in your groups. You'll have a reading quiz and a content lecture with me to reiterate some of the core concepts from your textbook. Just to start that off, a cohort study has these 6 steps that we're going to learn about in our reading, in the article readings, and again in my content lecture. This is a study that starts, as most studies do, with a research question and a series of hypotheses. We're going to select a source population, so the group of people that are going to give rise to our participants. We're going to choose a recruitment and sampling method and then use that method to recruit participants. We're going to assess exposure status. It's a really important thing with a cohort study, and you'll see why in your readings and our content lecture. We're going to follow people over time, either prospectively in real time, or we're going to follow them retrospectively using documentation and records. And then we're going to analyze those data and calculate a measure of association. So this sort of study is, again, focused on exposed and unexposed individuals. So we're going to get a group of people together. We're going to classify them as exposed or not exposed. Then we're going to follow them over time to see what happens. Do they develop disease? So they would be in the red, either here, or do they not develop disease, either in this group or this group? And it's going to create 4 types of participants, and we're going to be able to compare those 4 groups to understand the impact of the exposure on the outcomes that we've measured. So I hope that's enough of an intro for you today, and that you enjoy your readings and the additional videos and activities for this module. Thanks.